Hi Cancer, welcome to your end of May 2018 Tarot Update. I'm Raina, and the deck that I am using for this reading is the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. I've used it in several past readings for this channel. I bought the deck after Christmas. I think I just bought it at the in the early part of 2018. Can't remember what month, but I've used it before. It's kind of a gothic theme, and I really like the artwork. It's pen and ink. It's a little bit offbeat, but that's always kind of fun once in a while. And yeah, so you can see I've already laid out the cards because I'm starting over again. The heart of the matter at the end of May is the Three of Wands, and this is a card of initial success in something. So you've put out the effort. Sometimes this can be your own creative project, and that includes your own business, and you're starting to see, you've planted the seeds and they're starting to sprout. And there could be somebody who is a fire sign, somebody who has a strong signature of fire, who is really involved in your life at this time. So we're talking about Aries, which is a strong magnet to Cancer, even though you are quite different personalities and actually form a challenging aspect called a square. You still kind of find yourself having certain things in common with Aries people. You're both cardinal signs. And so that could be the sign, or it could be Leo or Sagittarius. And you may be finding that there's harmony in a work situation where you're working together very well, and maybe you're holding the same vision. And so there's a lot of good things coming to you at this time, or at the very least, you can see that you're on the right track with whatever this is. Well, let me do the foundation card for this. I got a reversed card. It says Mother of Cups. This deck also uses different, you know, names for some of the cards. Mother of Cups is Queen of Cups. But this is in the reverse position. So, in the upright position, the Queen of Cups is a card of intuition. As a matter of fact, I think it connects to Cancer specifically. Very intuitive energy. And so it's interesting that I got this in the reverse position as the basis of this. So it's possible that this is a romantic situation, and that either you or somebody else is involved in, maybe you're involved in I was going to say a threesome, but I meant a lover's triangle with two other people. And perhaps, you know, this Queen of Cups, this definitely connects to Cancer in general, but maybe this is the other person. You may be having a situation where there's some kind of flirtation and escapism going on. So if you're having an affair, Cancer, you may be doing so to avoid some kind of situation that is, you know, kind of bothering you. Now, this can be a situation where you are involved with somebody who's really giving you the runaround, and you are falling for it hook, line, and sinker. The reason that I'm specifying a lover's triangle is because I can't see this in a business sense unless this involves a coworker, for instance. So, while the Three of Wands is a very positive card, when I add the Queen of Cups in reverse to the mix as the basis of this, it could be something that is actually quite challenging. And if this is a professional situation, you have to watch for being gullible about what somebody is telling you, possibly somebody you're working with, and maybe it's a business venture, and make sure that the things add up. But I could see a Cancer person, because I know Cancer people tend to be very savvy about finances. So it's almost more like a romantic situation where I could see a Cancer person being more vulnerable in that setting. So let me tell you about this card, because this is the challenge. And it's funny because I have to really look carefully, because otherwise I may get the actual number wrong. So it's the Six of Pentacles, but it's in the challenge position. So that's very interesting too, because if we're being literal about Pentacles, a lot of times it can be with finances. And that includes the money that you're earning. So in the challenge position, you may be not getting what you're worth. And there might be somebody who is cheating you out of money. Maybe they're telling you things to make you think that they can't pay you more than they really can. I do feel that this is more of a business venture than necessarily in a company where there's a whole bunch of people there. I think that this would be something, maybe you invested in a business and you're getting some gains, but they're not what they should be. Maybe somebody isn't being 100% honest with you and they're withholding some of the profit. There was more profit than even you thought. So that's one possibility. But also in personal relationships, it could be like, is there a lopsided situation happening where you are giving much more than you're getting? And I'm not talking about that this is about a greedy, petty situation, but just in terms of looking at things from the fairness angle. And also, it's funny because it has nothing to do with keeping books or anything of like what somebody's done for you and what you're doing for them. That to me is very petty. But I'm talking about when it's like an energetic exchange. And this is one of the reasons why you can't break down things like financially if two people are in a relationship, what each one is contributing, because there might be other areas where that person is contributing that have nothing to do with dollars and cents. So it's not really a fair assessment. But on the other hand, there are times when there is a very obvious gap. And this is injurious to both parties, because the person who is taking is using that person, and that's not good for their spiritual development either. So it's not like it's just a one-sided thing where it's not good for you. And you need to look at that. And perhaps for some Cancer people, they are willing to go along with it because of their own emotional needs. But that's not going to get you there. And it's also going to feel very degrading. Because deep down inside, people know when they're being taken advantage of, I think, most of the time. And you can't buy me love, right? So that doesn't work on that level either. Okay, so there's that. And the spiritual message, again, it's going to take me a minute to figure out what this card is. This is the Eight of Wands, I believe. These ones that look like branches, I think they're wands. I hope and pray that they are, because, I think I've seen when they're swords and they're different. But anyway, the Eight of Wands, this is a spiritual message. And it's really about your ability to go with the flow. This suggests that there may be things that happen. They're showing a lightning strike. And it's funny because to me, I'm wondering if that's going along with your solar eclipse in July, in Cancer, where that just unleashes a whole new series of doors opening for you. And this would be in general Cancer, because it's in your sign, and in a general way you can find that you have these new beginnings. And then later on this year you have the North Node going into your sign too. So that's really exciting for you. And that the lightning strike too could be that, you know, who knows, if there's some kind of a, what do they call it, like a stalemate with this Three of Wands situation, there may be something that breaks wide open, and you have to be ready to react. You can't let yourself get lulled into a false sense of security, whatever this could be. And if you're willing to kind of, like I said, go with the flow, it helps, because you can make good snap decisions about what to do next. And an example would be, you find out that somebody has been deceiving you in a business contact. And if you have a plan B that you can immediately go to, that is helpful, rather than being caught unaware, and then you don't know exactly what to do, and you may be more likely to allow it to continue or whatever, or, you know, or be manipulated by them. But if you know that if something is revealed to you, or if something goes down, that you have already something that you're planning to do, then that makes it easier to take care of. Or you may just want to take action in the near future so that you can avoid being, you know, having to scramble after things, you know, suddenly come apart or whatever, you know, if they unravel. The advice is the Five of Wands. Now, interestingly, as advice, I mean, this is a card of conflict sometimes, and it might be that you have to become like a warrior, like an Aries person would be. You might have to put on an armor and be willing to get in the fray, because someone, it may be a situation where there's no escaping the fact that there's going to be a confrontation. I'm not talking about a physical confrontation by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not talking about a screaming match. I'm talking about being tough enough to withstand any kind of lies and manipulation being thrown at you, and not caving and not falling for the okie doke again. And this could involve a personal relationship too. I think too, like the Five of Wands to me could also indicate having some people to back you up if need be. So if someone, let's say that you were an investor in this business that turned out to be kind of a scam, and they threaten you with lawsuits. If you already have a lawyer, if you already have witnesses that can vouch for what went down, people on your side to back you up, then it's more of a fair fight, and they might back down. But the Five of Wands is about, it's really about embracing the conflict, not running away from it. And Cancer is a very reticent sign. But, you know, it's really funny about Cancers, because sometimes they can be aggressive. You know, Cancer is a cardinal sign, so they can certainly take action. They're not the type to spin their wheels. They do take action, and they can take a stand if need be. But it's also true that Cancer is a water sign, so sometimes they're unsure of themselves. Sometimes they feel guilty about, they don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings. And so that can keep them inhibited when they should be taking action. So That's kind of a card of like, flexing your muscle, let's put it that way. What's coming in is represented by the Son of Cups, and again, this is a card that is different in the name. It goes along with the Page of Cups. Or no, I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is a card of the artist, the knight in shining armor. So this could be somebody that comes in to save the day for you. If you're involved in a lover's triangle, this person could be, this could be a new love interest that makes you take your mind off of this cad that you're dealing with. But on the other hand, it might just be someone who is a great shoulder to cry on, or a sounding board, a great sounding board. Also, so this could be a male water sign who has kind of a youthful energy, or is actually maybe under the age of 40. So a fellow Cancer, a Scorpio, or Pisces, strong signature of that. This could be an offer that is made to you. So maybe you flex your muscle and they blink, they flinch, and then they buy you out or something like that. And they just say, please just don't make a federal case out of this and we'll just settle. If it's a relationship issue, there may be someone who is, offering you sympathy. It might not just be like some kind of an offer of a romantic relationship, but this person can help you in some way cope with a situation that you may feel you got into in a very unintended way. Like, for instance, maybe you got involved with somebody and didn't know that they were already married. They just conveniently forgot to tell you. And then by the time you found out, you were in too deep. But it sounds to me like if that's the case, you're going to be extricating yourself from that situation in the near future. And the outcome is the Queen of Wands. This is great for you because you are like the mother. You are the mother of the zodiac. And the mother connects with the queen in most other decks, okay? So you're the mother energy and the queen is feminine, but the wands, like we've had these other wands, are masculine. And they are all about fire energy. So what is fire energy? Fire energy is self-esteem. It's courage. It's extroverted. It's confident. And so it's the best of both worlds because you retain your humanity, you retain your sensitivity, but you also are asserting yourself in this situation. And you become that. This is the female, this is like the card of the businesswoman. So you become that businesswoman who is not like some kind of a dictator, but is somebody who inspires other people, but at the same time is not one that you can walk all over. And in personal relationships, it's kind of like an injection of a bit of Leo, or actually I think this card associates with Sagittarius, but we can just say fire energy in general. And it can even sometimes, to me, hint of you assuming a position of authority within the workplace. So maybe that's a job offer that you get for a supervisory position. I don't know. Okay, Cancer, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, the link to my website is below. Have a wonderful end of May. Take care. Bye.